Hi, hello. My name is Raz. I am a what am I? I don't know. I'm a lot of different things, but today I would like to tell you about my experience solo traveling South America as a brown female person. I've got my trusty notes here because ADHD. I keep that tang on me. Do you know what I mean? I will talk about where I went, what I did to prepare for the trip, kind of like language, safety, money. I'm keeping this video hopefully to a short 10 minutes. Like if you want me to go into detail on each place that I went to, I'd love to help out, kind of just share my experience on the other places that I've been to and how my experience may help you. And we'll get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, where I went to Colombia. In Colombia, I went to Bogota. To Brazil, I went to Rio de Janeiro. Went to Uruguay, Montevideo. Basically touched on most of the capitals. I know that Rio de Janeiro is not the capital of Brazil. Uh, just putting that out there. I'm not dumb in it. So yes, Montevideo in Uruguay, went to Buenos Aires in Argentina, Santiago de Chile, and then I went to Peru. In Peru, I went to Cusco and Lima. So yes, Cusco, Lima, and then basically my South American trip ended in Cusco. 7 countries in total and 8 cities. And what I did to prepare, to be honest, I had a really long and very flexible time preparing. And I would like to preface this by saying I travel extremely lightly. I'm not a fashionista. I don't really care too much. Like, I will have like a capsule wardrobe of all the items that I know I'm going to feel good in, I know that I love wearing, and I know are like quite modest and they're my favorite. Like I can never go wrong with like mixing and matching these items. Okay, so basically the what I did to prepare part after the preface, I'm going to section this into like 3 different parts. First, what to take with you. I would say season depending. Right now it's springtime in the southern hemisphere because it's fall time in the northern hemisphere. So if I were going for 2 months, say in mid-October, I would definitely include a lot lighter clothing. So layers are important if you are going from like the fall into winter season, and progressively become less important if you're going in the spring season. So yes, research what time you want to go so you know what to pack. Cash is king. Okay, so I think I feel very blessed and lucky that we live in a time where there are ATM machines all over the world. Like if you have a plastic card and it has money in it, you have a very good chance of getting that money anywhere in the world, which I believe is like, yes, colonization, but also, like good, good. Where I'm at peace with that. So even though that is such a great thing, and in case of emergencies, like you will always have an alternative. But to be honest, those ATM exchange fees, they add up. They really do. And I think I was slightly a little too careless with it. But, you live and you learn. And now you don't have to do that. So what I would suggest is whenever you get to the airports, usually you can get an ATM. I would say just to be safe, like have like $100 in cash. You don't have to like spend it all. You don't have to be like, oh, this is so much money, I am so rich. You don't have to think about it like that. Just think about it as like pocket money. Don't necessarily keep it like out and about in your pocket. Just like if you are a female person and you are wearing a bra, that's your national bank right there. Anyways, and I cannot stress this enough. Please take a first aid kit with you. Please. They got it everywhere. They have it on Amazon. They just have it everywhere. Please take a first aid kit with you. Even if it's just for the ibuprofen, you get a migraine, you are technically on vacation. You want to be enjoying your time. Is this still recording? All right, yeah, I'm still recording. And there's this thing. This is possibly more for the female people. I would definitely take a pepper spray. I did not personally take a pepper spray, and you know, it might have made me feel a lot more safe and secure if I had, but I did not. And instead, I got this. I got this thing. It's called a birdie, and I do it like real fast and then put it back on because it's so loud. Okay. Yeah, you heard that. She, you know, just draws attention of people, surroundings, and possibly distracts a potential person who you do not want around, or thing that you do not want around. Okay. All right, so second thing of what I did to prepare. Booking things. To be honest, there are two ways of being a human and going about things, especially in a case like booking. You can either book ahead and like plan everything ahead, or you can book as you go. I personally chose to book as I went because my trip was supposed to last, I was supposed to be back like late May, and I did not come back until, what was it, like mid-June. So basically a week here, a week there, and an extra week somewhere else. What worked for me was booking as I went. Sometimes, like if I, for example, let's talk about when I was in Rio. Initially, I just wanted to stay there for a week. I went there, I absolutely loved it, made so many friends, and it was absolutely divine. So I was like, hey, I'm working remotely, so I can just work remotely more here. So basically what happened was I just stayed for like an extra 8, or I think it was 10 days. I don't actually remember entirely, but I ended up staying more. So if I had already pre-booked like my flight out, if I had already pre-booked my flight out, I would have had possibly a little bit of problem, you know, like getting another flight out or whatever, but I didn't do that. So just booking as you go might be easier if you are a person who can flow like that. And if you're not, you know, just do what works for you. You know how to book things. I trust you. Trust you. Okay, third thing on what I did to prepare, always show up extra early if you are country hopping. You need to set time. Oh, yes. So, okay, sorry, chicken handwriting. Pastorals, get it together. So, what I want to talk about for the third thing is that you should always show up. If you're going from one country to another country, always show up an hour earlier than you had mentally prepared for initially. First things first, like I personally love being at airports. Like I love being at airports. There's so many beautiful airports all over the world, and they all have like something unique within them. And you know, I feel like just, I don't know. I'm a very romantic person, so I am highly romanticizing the idea of like being in a foreign country's airport, even though every country to me is foreign because I don't have a country. But yes, it's just a beautiful place to be, and you really need to set time apart for immigration. Listen, baby, immigration down south is something else. Let me say that. It usually goes by pretty fast. Usually, and I say usually because there are one or at least 2 times where it happens. If you're like going to like 7 different countries, it will happen where an immigration of a country is just going to be so slow that you will miss 2 flights in one day. How about that? Okay, yeah, so that was my very personal experience, but if I were advising my past self, or if I'm advising you as somebody who is going to be country hopping, just get there earlier. Like that extra hour on the beach might be worth it, but it also might not be worth it. Just get it right, get it right. All right, so this is the second thing on the list, and it's language. So, what I would do to basically prepare, like language-wise, I downloaded, so the languages spoken, the two main languages spoken in South America are Spanish, Brazilian Portuguese. And what I did is I just downloaded both of those dictionaries, Google Translate, and just had it, like pocket handy. When you download it, you don't have to rely on internet. And it's much easier for you to basically find your way around. So yeah, that's that. And I would say try to brush up on both your Spanish and Portuguese. Portuguese is so different from Spanish. Even with Spanish, there are countries who have different accents and pronunciations of certain words. Even if you don't get to the Portuguese part, which I believe is actually extremely important for you to be immersed in a culture, you really, really have to understand how the people, the local people speak and what they speak and what they're talking about, like politics, economics, all of that is actually extremely important if you're not just trying to go on a vacation, but you instead are trying to immerse yourself in a culture and in a country and in a land and its history. The final thing that I would actually like to talk about is safety. I personally I would say I felt safe like 95% of the time that I was down there. And the 5% that I didn't feel safe were actually, I don't mean to scare you, but it was kind of scary for me. And please bear in mind that I tried to blend in, and I did blend in quite well, to be honest. And a tip that I would try to have for you is try to blend in with the people when you go. And what I would do is, I know, foreigners love to wear shorts. People down south don't really do that much. People where I come from, in Kurdistan, we don't really do that much. Even if it's like heat of the summer, like people don't usually wear. There's something about like showing ankles. Go out there, look around, like try to see yourself in like other people. Like if you're a male person, try to look around, see how other males are dressed. Obviously, like if you are a 7-foot blonde, blue-eyed person, you're probably going to stand out either way. But not everything is about blending in, but I personally actually also consider it a sign of respect to basically respect people where they live and how they live. And the fact that you are there doesn't mean that you are, better than or less than them. You're just an equal. You are experiencing the place as an equal. You're learning from the lessons that are out there. Yeah, so I think that's that. I think I will probably need to do a whole separate video on friends and dating and stuff like that when you are solo traveling in South America. So let me know if you do want to see that. Other than that, I'm going to end it right here because your girl's gotta go. All right, love y'all. Take care and happy traveling.